So these are some practice problems. 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5 in exponential notation will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2.5s. So that would be 2.5 to the power of 6. Negative 9 times negative 9 times negative 9 times negative 9. That would be negative 9 to the power of 4. Negative 11 fifths times negative 11 fifths times negative 11 fifths times negative 11 fifths times negative 11 fifths. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So that would be negative 11 fifths to the fifth power. If I was to expand this, I would write 3.7 times 3.7 times 3.7 9 times. If I was to expand this, I would write negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. This one would be 3/4 times 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 3/4. I think that's 12. Rewrite each number in exponential notation with a base of 2. So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that's 2 to the power of 3. But 16? It still has 2 to the base, right? It has a base of 2, they're telling me. So I'm just going to put 2's down until I get to 16. So 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8, times 2, that's 16. So that's 2 to the power of 4. This next one, I know 2 to the power of 4 is 16, times 2 is 32, so 2 to the power of 5. So that would be 32 is 2 to the power of 5, and then 32 times 2 is 64, so that would be 2 to the power of 64. 6 would be 2 to the power of 64. 2 to the power of 6 would be 64. I get stuck. Okay, which of the numbers above can also have a negative 2 as a base, and which cannot? So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, there's 3 of them, so that would be negative 8. So it can't be this one. But negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, that would be positive 16. So negative 2 to the power of 4 would be positive 16. 32 is 2 to the 5 power, fifth power, so that's 5 of them. So if I do negative 2's, that would be negative times a negative is a positive, times a negative is a negative, times a negative is a positive, times another negative is a negative. That would be negative 32. That wouldn't work. But 64 is 2 to the power of 6. That's an even number of negative numbers multiplying together, so the answer would be positive. So the definition of exponential notation is how many times the exponent to multiply a number, the base to itself. So how many times do I multiply 2 to itself? I would multiply 3 times. So the base of 2 and the exponent of 3. So this number is the number I'm multiplying. This number is the number of times I'm multiplying this to itself. 2 times 2 times 2. So the book, remember, says if I have a number x raised to a power n, I'm going to write it x times x times x times x times x, etc., n number of times. So this we would say is x to the n is called x raised to the power to the nth power, or the power of n, where x is the base and n is the exponent. Let's try this word problem. Take a minute and figure this one out. In a science experiment, the scientist was tracking the number of bacteria growing on a plate. On day 1, she counted 4 million bacteria. Each day after that, the number of bacteria quadrupled, increased by 4 times. Fill in the following table, counting the number of bacteria for each day. Explain how you found each number going up and how you found each number going down. So write out this table. On day 1, it was 4 million bacteria. Each day after that, it increased by 4 times. So it multiplied by 4. Okay, so pause the video, answer the questions, fill in this table that you created. And then if you can, fill it in this way. All right, I've let you fill it out. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is, pull out my calculator. 16 times 4 is 64. And then times 4 is 256. And then times 4 is 1024. So I'm just multiplying in my calculator. Going this way, I'm dividing by 4. So 4 divided by 4, 4 million divided by 4 is 1. And then to the negative 1 would be divided by 4 again is 0.25 or 1/4. And then divided by 4 again is 0.625 or that would be what 1/4 times 4 is 1/16, and then divided by 4 again would be 1/16 divided by 4 is 1/64. So the calculator is tough to get to fractions, but think of it as this way. You're just going to write 1/4 here. So if this is 1, this is 1/4, and then this is 1/16, and this is 1/16 times 4, which is 64. So you're doing basically the same thing, except these numbers will be flipped over here. Okay. Homework is assessments. It's on Google Classroom and will be put in Schoology. You can get extra help by going to Khan Academy, and the homework is page 4 in the student workbook if you want to see it with a workbook. Okay, good luck.